the middle fingers together. Middle fingers together. Going to wrap the the first two fingers, the pointer fingers together, and then wrap the ring finger and the pinky, the little finger. So it's just the middle finger lifted, and then folding the right thumb over left or left thumb over right, whichever feels most comfortable for you. So this is perfectly centered harmony mudra. So taking your hands to a comfortable position, relaxing the shoulders, growing the spine straight and tall. Begin to bring your focus into the breath, gently in and out. Just follow it there. So your harmony mudra, Matangi mudra, is dedicated to inner harmony and regal power. So what parts of the body profit from this? The kidneys, the bladder, the pancreas, the duodenum, the liver, the stomach, the heart, the ears and the eyes. So this gives equanimity and inner balance. So imagine a place where you find tranquility, harmony and beauty. A place to recuperate, to gather energy. In front of you there is a deep well. Its magical water brings harmony and peace, and you drink from it freely. So composed and centered, you are now able to cope with your daily tasks. Again, you are relaxed. What you say and do reflects your inner poise. So saying to yourself, I draw harmony and strength from the well of my inner being. I draw harmony and strength from the well of my inner being. I draw harmony and strength from the well of my inner being. Okay, so thinking of being perfectly centered, being harmonious in your balance. Manipura Chakra will be the focus for today. So this chakra, coming from the word mani, which means gems, and or the city of jewels. So it's derived. The word is derived from that, and it symbolizes those things and the qualities of those things. It also represents fire. So the Manipura is about how we stoke our inner fire, and think of that fire as a gem, something strong, powerful, and pure. So our inner fire, glow from there. Also associated with your abdominal core. So that's why the exercises, the postures we're going to take within our practice will be stoking your abdominal core, that fire there. That fire manifests itself and blazes. If it blazes out of control, is not good. And if it blazes out of control when your Manipura Chakra is out of balance, it blazes out of control and creates a feeling of being domineering and being insensitive to others' needs, being arrogant, and maybe not being able to develop harmonious relationships in life and relationships with yourself. When it is very dim, i.e. it's not being stoked, it's not being used, you can fade from action. So it makes you feel indecisive. You can't make decisions very well. Also self-destructive behavior. Makes you question yourself. You're not sure about things. And you give up easily and feel timid. But when your Muladhara, your Manipura, and your Svadhisthana, your three lower chakras, red, orange, yellow, those three lower chakras are in balance, you can find that you have courage to face difficult circumstances. You have openness, a sense of openness and intensity to stay with challenges. So you're okay and happy to face challenge. And you also feel respectful and comfortable within your relationships. It also helps with your emotional balance. So core awakening asanas is what we're going to do today. A little bit of pranayama as well. So stoking that inner fire to motivate you and embody a cleaner, stronger, yet softer way of moving, being and manifesting. So we're going to take ourselves, do some Kapalabhati pranayama, but first, let's set our intention. So thinking all the things I've just told you about being in harmony with yourself, but yet having that inner fire stoked, feeling strong and positive and willing to take challenge without being domineering, overpowering. So getting that really good balance, but also, if you don't stoke that fire there, you'll feel timid and you want to give up. And that's not what we want either. So finding that right balance between being over domineering and yet feeling strong and powerful. So setting your intention now. I am. Repeat it to yourself 3 times. And now thinking of yellow, the color yellow. Maybe bright sunshine, sunflowers, the heart of a flower. Take that color into your navel area. Drop it there and feel it glow, expand, and feel full of light, shining bright. So opening up your eyes now. We're going to do 3 rounds of Kapalabhati breathing. So maybe I'll take my jumper off so that you can see what's happening with my belly. So Kapalabhati breath is strong pushes of breath. Okay, so we know what our Ujjayi breath is. Ujjayi breath is in through the nose, out through the nose. And we're going to stick with in through the nose, out through the nose. But this time, we're going to draw the breath out forcefully. So really draw navel to spine with every exhale. So really suck the belly in like that. So do about 20, 25 exhales, really strong. And then we'll take a few breaths, breather, to natural breath. And then we'll do it 2 more times. So first taking a nice long exhale through the nose. Then inhale through the nose. And start to pump the breath using the strong abdominal contraction. About 20 breaths. A couple of long, slow breaths. Don't worry if you feel a little bit lightheaded, that's okay. You'll settle down afterwards quite quickly. Off we go again. You're also feeling a little bit warmer. That's also normal. Might even feeling your hands get a little bit clammy. That's also normal. It's stimulating the body. So take another 20 breaths, really, really strong. So using the breath in and out, in and out, in and out, pushing, pushing, pushing with the abdominals as much as you can. Some strong, low, steady breaths now. So think of it as cleansing away any negative energy and then firing up the belly. Lots of fresh new stimulation into the body. Right, off we go into our asanas, our postures. So we're going to begin with Phalangasana, plank. And we're going to stay here for a little bit of time. So if you feel you need to take some continuous articular rotations into the wrists first, do a little wake up of the wrists, shake out, even a little squeeze, a little compression, little roll of the shoulders. So think of navel to spine, really, really strong engagement of the abdominal area. When you're in your plank, doming the space between the shoulder blades, let's take our hands down. Feel that protraction of the shoulder blades. Just practice that without taking the weight fully into the hands and into the feet. So that's when you're not engaging into the shoulder blades. This is when you are. So doming that space between the shoulder blades, really important. Step your feet back, squeeze into the thighs. Straight body. No banana backs, no bottoms down, no bottoms up. Straight legs to the hips, all the way up to the shoulders, dome into the shoulders. Feel your hands pushing into the earth, claw the earth a little bit if you want to see the whites of your nails. Deep, strong breaths. Ten more breaths. Squeeze into the thighs, into the glutes. Squeeze everything, navel to spine. Draw it up a little bit more. Take 5 more. Drive into the floor with your hands. Squeeze the thighs a little bit more. Draw navel to spine a little bit more. 3 more. 2. Last one. Imagine somebody is pulling you from your tailbone, your coccyx now. Slowly draw navel to spine, draw it in, hips back. Ardha Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog. Reset your feet if you need to. Feel a lovely stretch down the backs of your legs. Pedal out the legs if you feel you need to. Soften into the arms. Take a really strong drawing in of navel to spine. Really focus today on that connection. Your center. In lots of things like karate or the martial arts, they always strike you really, really important to use your core. Same with yoga. Same with qigong. It's kind of like the core of your center of your being there. Ujjayi breath now. Swirling the energy in the back of the throat. Let's take a deep breath in through the nose, fill the lungs. Open the mouth, sigh the breath out. Fully exhaling. Inhale through the nose. Exhaling, letting go. Lion's breath, sticking the tongue out, look to the third eye. Fully releasing, fully letting go. Nod your head yes here. Shake your head no. Draw some circles with your nose. And then looking to your feet looking to the top of the mat, walk your feet up a little bit, then drop to your knees and take 5 breaths in Balasana, child's pose. Roll the shoulders forwards. Deep, steady, continuous breaths. Then taking your hands to the mat, tucking your toes, coming back to Ardha Mukha Svanasana. Draw your navel to your spine, Uddiyana Bandha. Lift into your Mula Bandha as well. Really squeeze and lift. And now really draw your navel to your spine. As much as you can. Hold it there. Don't let that connection go for 5 breaths. Muladhara, Svadhisthana, Manipura. 3 chakras there. Really draw that navel in. See if you can draw it in a little bit more. Hold it. Exhaling, releasing, let it go. Walking your feet up to your hands. Take a little swaying in ragdoll. Releasing the arms if you want to let the arms sway as well. Be free with your movements. Enjoy your body movements. Then rooting the feet into the mat. Lift into the belly and then draw yourself up to standing. Slowly, slowly, slowly stacking the spine. Shoulders back and down. Feet together, Tadasana, mountain pose. Heels separated. Pelvis completely neutral. Shoulders back and down. Navel to spine, draw it in. Feel that strong connection there. Then 3 rounds of Sun Salutation A. Sweeping the arms wide. Inhale, reach up. Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, folding forwards. Flatten the hands to the floor. Straight legs as much as possible. Half lift, inhale. Scoop the belly up. Look forwards. Plant the hands. Hold the breath as you step into plank. Taking the first round, knees, chest, chin. Ashtanga Pranam. Inhaling into the little cobra or your Salambhasana. Exhaling through Bidalasana, tuck the toes. Ardha Mukha Svanasana, 2 breaths. Scoop the belly up. Do that a little bit extra today. More than you do normally. Inhale, bend the knees, look forwards. Hop, step or jump to the top. Exhaling. Inhale, half lift. Forward fold, exhale. Plant the hands. Then inhale, sweep the arms wide. Lift the heart up to your hands. Look up to your thumbs. Little micro back bend if that feels good. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Scoop the belly up, hold the breath. Plant the hands, hop, step or jump, your choice. Then chaturanga if you want. Or knees, chest, chin. Inhale, up dog or Salambhasana, your choice. Exhale, draw navel to spine, scoop that belly in, take your hips back into your Ardha Mukha Svanasana. Drishti to navel, look to your Manipura Chakra. Send your gaze there. Inhaling, bending the knees, look forwards. Exhale, hop, step or jump to the top. Breath in for your half lift, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, deeply forward fold. Stretch the backs of the legs, draw the head down. Inhale, root the feet, squeeze the thighs, lift up to the top. Little micro back bend. Exhale, forward fold. Ardha Uttanasana, inhaling. Squeeze the navel to spine, hold the breath. Plant the hands, hop, step or jump back. Strong plank Palankasana. Exhale through Chaturanga, elbows tuck in. Inhale, up dog. Look up, lift your heart. Exhale, scoop the belly in, navel to spine. Ardha Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog. Look to your navel. Inhale, bend the knees. Come the balls of the feet, look forwards. Exhale to hop, step or jump up. Inhale, half lift. Forward folding, exhale. Inhale, lifting all the way up to the top. Come into your Urdhva Hastasana. Into back bend. Then back to Samastitihi. Let's flow down into Palankasana. Inhale to lift. Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Hold the hands onto the floor and then jump back. Drop the elbows down. Now this is Shishula Palankasana. Forearm plank. Not the bottom up, not the bottom down, no banana. Lift the body straight. If you feel you can do it, do a little Kapalabhati pranayama here. And then pushing into the hands and into the forearms. Lift the hips up and walk the feet in. Send your gaze towards your navel. Just feel that stretch down the backs of the legs. Draw navel to spine really, really strong. If this is too much for you, then you can take downward facing dog instead. Gaze to your navel. Pushing into the forearms. Drawing your head between the, sort of like between the elbows. Squeeze into the thighs, another 5 breaths. Really lift the navel up, 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 up. Looking between the hands, push into the hands. Downward facing dog, 5 breaths. Ujjayi breath, strong, continuous breath. Inhale, look forwards. Exhale to step the right leg forwards. We're going to take a little dancing warrior. So inhale, warrior 1. Exhale, warrior 2. Inhale, reverse. Exhale, side angle. Inhale, plant the hands down. Exhale, lower. Up dog, inhale. Down dog, exhale. Inhale, kicking the left leg to the sky, step it forwards. Drop the back heel. Breath in, warrior 1. Breath out, warrior 2. Breath in, reverse your warrior. Exhaling, extended side angle. Inhale, plant the hands. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, right leg to the sky. Exhale, step it forwards. Inhale into warrior 1. Warrior 2, exhale. Inhale, reverse warrior. Exhale, side angle. Inhale, plant the hands. And then exhale, lower down. Up dog, inhale. Down dog, exhale. Inhale, left leg to the sky. Exhale, step it forwards between the hands, drop the back heel. Inhale, warrior 1. Exhale, warrior 2, sink down. Inhale, reverse. Exhale, extended side angle. Inhale, plant the hands. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Hold it here. Lower the knees to the floor. 5 breaths in Balasana. Two more breaths. Ujjayi breath. On your next breath in, hands forwards again, back into downward facing dog. Inhaling, exhaling, draw navel to spine. Inhaling, exhale, draw navel to spine. And look forwards, hop, step or jump the hands up to the feet. Feet up to the hands. Oh, how can you hop your hands to your feet? Your feet to your hands. Hop it forwards. Coming into Navasana for 5 breaths. So 5 strong breaths, navel to spine. In you go. Onto your beautiful boat. Point your toes. Reach your arms forwards. Lift your heart. Squeeze navel to spine. 5, 4, 3, 2, into Ardha Navasana. Squeeze, 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 legs together, point the toes, keep the chest a little bit lifted, navel to spine, squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Draw the knees in, cross the legs, and then push into your hands to lift your bottom off the floor. Scoop the belly up. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Then come onto your knees, hands by the knees, pike lift. 5, 4, lift the hips up. 3, 2, 1. Down dog. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hop, step or jump the feet up to the hands. Cross the legs. And then lift the bottom off. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Roll onto the knees. Bring the hands next to the knees. Pike lift. 5 breaths. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Down dog. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Keep scooping that belly in. Hop and step, jump the feet forwards. 1 more time. I'm going to lift the bottom off the floor. 5, 4, squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Navel to spine. 3, 2, 1. Roll over onto the knees. Hands by the knees. Lift the hips up so you can be on the tops of the feet or tuck the toes for this last one. 5, scoop the belly up. 4, 3, 2, 1. Down dog. 5, 4, look to your belly. 3, 2, 1. Okay, hop, step or jump the feet forwards behind the hands. We're going to come into Bhuja Padasana. We haven't done this one for a while. We take our hands behind our feet. Now, if you need to, take your blocks behind the feet and put the hands on the blocks like this. Going to look forwards and then lift the feet up one at a time and cross them over. So I'm going to do it facing you. So your hands line up behind your feet. So fingertips touch the backs of your heels. Now, elbows are out to the side and you've created a landing place for the backs of the legs onto the arms. Look forwards, lift the feet, cross the feet. One in front of the other. Look up. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. If you want to, you can straighten the legs a little bit. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Drop down. Well done. Give your wrists a little shake out. Into crow. So we've really, really begun to engage strong into here. Strong abdominal area. Now we're going to go into crow. Bakasana. Using a cushion in front of you if you feel you need it. Your choice. So, crow pose. Hands down. Claw the floor with the fingers. See the whites of your nails. Hands to hips distance, shoulder distance apart. Draw your knees into the backs of the arms or slightly out to the side, as high up as you can. Look forwards, don't look down. Start to bring your weight forwards, 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 and then lifting the feet up off the floor. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Give the wrists a little shake. Going to do another one. One more. Have another go, even if it's just lifting one leg off. And then lifting the other leg. Lifting one foot, lifting the other foot. Play with it, enjoy it. Go for the challenge. Another crow, if you got it. Five, 4, 3, 2, and 1. On to your backs. Open the knees. Take the feet together. So Supta Baddha Konasana. Hands up to the sky. I'd like you to take some deep belly breaths. Imagine your belly is like a balloon, like that beautiful hot air balloon on my TV. Deep breath in, fill your belly with warm, fresh, new prana. And then really empty it out completely. So exhale fully. Inhale, fill the belly. Lift, lift, lift. Hold it. Exhale if you want to open the mouth. Fully empty the breath out. Squeeze it out. Inhale, fill, fill, fill. Hold. Exhale, release. One more. Hold. Squeeze the belly in. Navel to spine. And then settle the breath a little bit. Let it settle back to its natural rhythm. Hands onto the outside of the knees. Draw the legs back together. Hug the knees to chest. Then taking your hands on the outer blades of the feet, draw the knees down towards the floor. Happy baby. Little rock side to side. Little rock and roll up and down. Enjoy a little massage of the spine. Create a lovely C shape with the spine. So drawing your chin to your chest can help that. Really circle it back. And then taking the feet down to the floor. Coming into bridge pose. So either having the feet super, super close to the buttocks and then holding onto the heels, or you can clasp the hands underneath you with the little fingers pressing into the mat, keeping the legs completely parallel. Inhale, start to peel the spine off the floor. And when you're up onto the shoulders, wiggle the shoulder blades a little closer together. Lift the hips up, squeeze into the thighs. If you want to, you can have another little lift up, bringing the heels a little closer still. See if you can take the hands in front of the ankles. Feel the belly rise and fall. Feel that connection with your navel. The navel lifting, the belly rising with every breath in and out. Rise and fall. 2 more breaths. And exhale. Slide the shoulder blades apart. Tilt the hips, the pelvis up towards the sky, and then peel the spine down. Take 1 more bridge like that, or coming into a wheel. Your choice. For 5 breaths. So coming up when you're ready. Five deep breaths. Exhale to lower down. Slowly, slowly peel the spine back down onto the floor. Rock and roll. Chin to chest. Then hug the knees tight to the body. Extend one leg. Choose a side to hug the other knee in. Take a little twist. Arm reaching out to the side. Shoulder down, arm down. Knee going down to the floor on the other side. Look to your outstretched hand. Three more breaths. Keep the arm and shoulder glued to the floor. Inhale to center. Over to the other side. Just looking at that picture on my wall, on the screensaver there. Those beautiful chakra colors. Two more breaths. Inhale to center. A few more little rock and rolls. And then choosing your version of this one with the legs extended or straight or the knees bent. We're going to take the legs from side to side. So arms reach out wide. Your choice. Draw navel to spine. You can have the knees bent or you can have the legs straightened. So you're taking your legs in an arc, side to side. Keeping the legs nice and high. Let's do another 5. Squeeze into the abs. Your navel to spine. Make sure you have enough space. I'm going to kick anything. Navel to spine. Keep going. Last one. Back to center. Back to happy baby. Knees down. A little side to side rock. Navel to spine. And then back to your Supta Baddha Konasana. This time taking your right hand onto your navel, your left hand onto your heart. Inhaling deeply. Feeling the belly rise beneath your hand. Exhale, releasing fully, letting go. Draw navel to spine. 3 more breaths like that. Inhale deeply. Feel the heat beneath your hands. Exhale, release. 1 more. Big breath in. Exhale, release. Knees to chest. Rock and roll up to seated. Extend the legs coming into Dandasana. A little reset to the spine and a push of the backs of the legs to the floor. Uddiyana Bandha. Navel to spine. Muladhara. Pelvic floor. Chin to chest. Jalandhara. 5 deep breaths here. Ujjayi breath strong. Then straddling the legs wide into Upavista Konasana. Straddle the legs. Have a cushion or a block in front for your belly to land. Reaching the arms to the sky, tilt from the hip creases, reach forwards, forwards, forwards. Forwards, flex the feet, squeeze into the thighs. Have your belly land onto something. Give it support. Reach to your hands. Reach your hands, reach your feet with your hands. And then draw the head down towards the mat, towards the floor. 10 breaths here. Five more. Last deep breath in and out. Try to press your belly to your cushion or your block for the last breath in. Then inhaling, slowly coming up. Removing that cushion. Taking your right leg, folding it in, foot comes in the inner thigh. We're going to stretch to the side. So reaching a hand down towards your foot, elbow down to the floor or a little support underneath with a block, do a little lift. Roll the right shoulder back. Bringing the right arm alongside the right ear. Then stretch, 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 reach towards your left foot. Keeping your heart, your stomach facing forwards, not to the side. So keeping that lift. So squeezing deeply into your left side waist. Opening up into the right side. Draw navel to spine. 5 more breaths. Keep that right buttock pushing into the floor. Big breath in, lifting up over to the other side. Re-extending the right leg, bringing the left foot anywhere up inside the right thigh. Start to reach your right hand towards your right foot, elbow down or on a block. Roll the left shoulder back. Glue that left buttock down to the floor. Left arm alongside the left ear. Start to reach, reach, reach. So it's like you're pulling in 2 directions. Your arm is reaching whilst your hip is pushing down. So you're really opening up into the side of the body. Keeping the chest reaching forwards, belly reaching forwards as much as possible. Five more breaths. Big breath in when you're ready. I'm going to take that right foot across the left leg, taking a twist over to the left. So you'll take your elbow onto the outside, twist this way, to the left, and then twist to the right. So now your left elbow is across your right knee. You can reach your right arm behind your back towards your left hip. Draw your navel to your spine. Squeeze in there. Create that center pivot point for wringing out the middle body. Inhale to center. Let's go the other way first. So right leg folds in, left leg over the top. Take a little twist to the right first. And then over to the left, hooking the right elbow across the left knee. Grow the spine long and tall. Squeeze into your middle waist, into the belly. So imagine you're twisting and rotating from your midpoint, from your center of your core. Grow the spine long and tall. Imagine somebody's pulling you from the top of the head up to the sky. Two more breaths. Twist a little bit more. Squeeze it in. Squeeze into the waist. Navel to spine. Manipura Chakra. And to center. Extend the legs forwards. And when we do our forward fold, I want you to imagine you're drawing your navel to spine. And then you're not using your arms to pull yourself forward. You're actually using your abdominals to pull your body down onto your legs. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, squeeze into the belly. Focus there, squeeze in, reach forwards, forwards, forwards. Extend the arms beyond the feet as much as you can. Push the backs of the legs in to the floor. Lift into the belly, squeeze and lift. Exhale, release down. Let's take 10 deep breaths here. Creating space in the belly. Lifting, keeping that engagement of your Uddiyana Bandha there. Another 5 breaths if you can handle it here for a bit longer. Push the backs of the legs to the floor. Squeeze the thighs and flex the feet a little bit more towards you. Scoop your belly up. 3, 2, and 1. Couple of little things just to finish off. Taking your hands behind your buttocks, coming into Purvottanasana. I want you to push your hips up to the sky. Lift up. Push, push, push. 5 breaths. Navel to spine, lift your gaze, look up. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Drop the hips down, go over into a plank. Last little squeeze and lift, navel to spine. 10 breaths. Scoop, scoop, scoop. Squeeze the thighs, squeeze the buttocks. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Drop the knees down. Onto your backs. We're going to do Viparita Karani today. extending the legs up to the sky. Flex the feet, squeeze the thighs. Push the backs of the arms and shoulders into the floor. Draw your navel to your spine. We're going to stay here for 1 minute. Really draw the navel in. Really squeeze, squeeze, squeeze it in. Legs are shaking. That's good. This should feel really vigorous. Squeeze your legs a little bit more, flex the feet a bit more. Draw the navel in. Push the lower back into the floor. 5 more breaths. Two more. And then going over into Halasana. Push into your hands. Lift the hips up. Legs overhead. Clasp the hands together. Draw navel to spine. Squeeze and lift the thighs away from the face. 5 breaths. Focus on your navel to spine. And then peeling your back down and having the hands ready for fish pose. Legs lower down with control, nice and slowly. Point the toes, then push it to the elbows. Lift the chest, open up the front body. Lift your heart, lift your gaze, and then drop the head back down without over squeezing the back of the neck. If you want to take Utthana Padasana, take the hands from underneath the buttocks, keep the chest lifted, reach the hands together in prayer. Hands together, then lift the legs 45 degrees. Squeeze your navel to spine, belly, belly, belly strong. Two more breaths. And slowly lower the legs down. Take the elbows down, take the hands to the outer thigh, push into the elbows, lift the head, and then lower your back down. Arms wide, feet in, window wiper the legs. Now you choose how you wish to take Shavasana. If you feel that you might get cold, then pop your jumpers on or put a blanket over you. Don't get cold. Keep that warmth in the body that you've generated, that you've worked so hard to generate. Don't lose the heat in the body. So lying down in whichever position you feel most comfortable. Being aware of your body now. Scan through head to toe, to the fingertips, and look to fully relax the body into the floor, sink into the floor. Imagine your mat is warm, soft sand, and the yellow sun is beating down gently upon you, but warming your body. Feel it warm your skin, your muscles, your bones, your internal organs. Feel as though you're being warmed up. The sand beneath you, the golden sand beneath you, and the sun overhead. Feeling fully supported. Checking every leg, every limb, legs and arms are relaxed. So wiggle them out, jiggle them out. Or if you want to, you can roll your head from side to side, just taking out any tension in the neck. Resting the head to center. And then smoothing out the muscles of the face. Separating the teeth. Soften the jaw. Tongue resting heavy in the roof of the mouth. Eyes resting heavy in their socket. A little smile in the corner of the lips. Relaxing the scalp, the back of the neck, the throat. Soften into your shoulders, the arms, the hands. Feeling the palms of the hands, feeling any sensations there. Warmth, tingling, glowing. Energy flowing from the hands. Softening and sinking the arms and shoulders into the floor. Relaxing into the upper back and lower back. Chest and abdomen. The hips and buttocks. Pelvis and groin. The torso fully relaxed, sinking into that soft, warm sand. Relaxing the backs of the legs and the thighs, the knees, the backs of the knees, the calves, the shins, the feet, the ankles, the heels, soles of the feet, the tops of the feet and the toes. Fully relaxed, letting go. Giving yourself permission to be heavy. Sinking into the floor, supported by the earth. Supported by that warm, glowing, soft, warm sand. Taking your focus to your breath. Noticing the gentle, soothing rise and fall of the chest and the belly on the inhale and exhale. Gently in, gently out. I'm going to read from my book again today. So what does it say today? Let yourself play. November the 20th. How long has it been since you played? How long has it been since you played at your life, had fun with it? So not being so serious, letting your imaginations be delightful, like when you were young. Watch a child in the middle of the floor and build castles with blocks. Watch a child play. Any object can be anything, and anything can be fun. Life can pound that out of us if we let it. So breathe life back into your imagination. Come back to life. Let yourself see dragons in clouds and leprechauns in trees and velvet in a rose. Imagine what it would be like to grab a handful of cloud, floating up in the sky in a hot air balloon, grabbing a handful of cloud. Touch a tree, put a rose to your cheek, feel connected, Feel fully alive. Light up your imagination. Let your imagination come alive. Play the game of what if? What if anything could be anything? What if life could be fun? So having fun with your practice too. It's important, yes. Serious, yes. But fun most definitely. So light the fire in your belly. Feel the life flow from there. Wiggle your fingers and your toes. Reach your arms overhead and stretch out your legs. Give yourselves a beautiful stretch along the floor. Roll over onto your right side when you're ready. Curl up into a little ball. And then slowly, when you're ready, come back to a seated position or even back to hero's pose. On your blocks, on your cushions. Feet either side of the buttocks. Taking the mudra we started with. The pointer finger together, the other fingers interlaced and down. Thinking of your Matangi mudra. Bring that to your heart center. So being playful, being strong, being balanced. Light the fire, your inner fire. Feeling centered. Being able to tackle tasks with energy, with power, without being over dominant. So remembering the words, I draw harmony and strength from the well of my inner being. I draw harmony and strength from the well of my inner being. Thank you, friends, for joining me this Friday morning. Have a wonderful, wonderful day. And I'll see you here soon. Sunday will be our next practice. Stretch, relax, and have fun. Shanti, 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 friends. Namaste. Thank you. Thank you for joining me. Have a wonderful day. Take care. Lots and lots of love. Bye.